This team offensively appears to be pretty talented with not just Braxton, but it seems like, and who knows how freshmen work out, but it seems like even with the guys you have returning, you mix in some of those true freshmen you look at on paper, it looks like you have a really good chance to be pretty explosive on that side of the ball.
Yeah, I'm fired up. It all starts the offensive line, and Coach Warner, our offensive line coach, took an offensive line that was not very good, and made them, I think, the best, but I don't think it's the best offensive line in the Big Ten by far. And they came off the ball. They improved fundamentally. He's a grinder. I mean, I call him the virus. He won't go away. He gets after those kids, and I mean, it's tough love. But at the end of the day, they love their coach and they play for him. So our offensive line, anytime you have we have 4 starters coming back tonight. They're my guys. So they fit right in. Schlegel will tell you about them. They'll be on this cruise someday. They're those kind of kids that I just love them to death. And then you got a quarterback that's not a great quarterback yet, but a terrific athlete, 3.3 student, no drugs, no alcohol, just a fantastic young man.
Where does he got to get better?
Fundamentally, he's average, and that's our fault. Footwork and just understanding, to throw a pass. Woody said 2 things happen bad when you throw it. He's incorrect, but he's also correct. To throw a football, you got to be, you have to understand protections. Against the rivals up north, all we had to do was change a protection. It's a walk-in touchdown. He doesn't do it. And so instead of blaming the kid, which everybody wants to blame, I'm blaming the coach, and I'm blaming myself. We didn't cover that enough with him. So once he becomes fluent in redirecting protections and understand whole concepts, because fundamentally he could be there, he's not because he panics, but he has all the skills to be one of those guys in New York. Like you said, he's not there yet.
Is it common with your offense for a guy in his first year not to see those things where he's directing the protection? And is that common? So is it common to expect in the second year of the offense for him that?
Well, here's the quarterbacks we had. We had Josh Harris. Some people might not have heard of Josh. But he was a Heisman candidate at Bowling Green. He was set the record for touchdowns.
Columbus kid, too. Where is it?
Yeah. Tremendous player.
He's a baller. Big time player.
Great player that just works so hard at it. Then we go to Utah, and a young skinny kid by the name of Alex Smith goes on to be the #1 pick overall and Heisman finalist. And then we took over Chris Leak, who second year in the system won the championship. And then the left-handed kid, I forget his name.
Yeah.
The Tebow.
RoboCop. Yeah.
So I'd put this kid as talented as all of them, maybe more. But he has to. The next step's a big one. If he takes the next step, it could be a lot of fun for Columbus.
Is his future because he's so explosive? I mean, when he gets in the open field, he's a quarterback down the road.
Okay. I mean, I'll tell you after this year.
Right.
And if he improves,
because for him to go to the league, he needs to take the step you're talking about.
Yeah. But he's got it all.
He can throw the ball. People don't realize how well he can throw it.
He can really throw it.
Is Jordan Hall okay?
Jordan Hall, what a great on our recruiting board. When he re-injured, he'll be captain again. But he's a tough guy, a great kid, a leader. He steps on a piece of glass in his backyard.
What's up with that?
And he was, I felt in the spring, he was our only guy that could make someone miss.
Okay.
Because we do a lot of making miss drills. Our offense is based on space and getting guys in the open field. And he was the guy when he got hurt. I didn't see Carlos Hyde do any of that in the spring, and he became a great player. So you're going to see we moved Jordan Hall to H. So he's going to be the H with Dontre Wilson and Jalen Marshall, which is you're starting to guess if they turn out to be what I think they are. That's some legitimate stuff. And then you have Philly Brown. We're going to move out to the Z. Okay. And then you got Devin Smith at the X, and then we have 2 really good tight ends, and Hireman and Vanette. So there's some dudes right now that. I can't wait to get back.
So you got off the charts potential on that side, and then you got question on the other side.
Young bucks.
Bring us up to speed with some of these young bucks in that front 7.
Well, first of all, secondary is pretty good. You got Roby decided to come back. Probably would have been a late first-round draft pick. Made a decision to come back. That was a big one for us. Huge. And you have CJ, and you have Christian Bryant. Christian Bryant's probably our emotional leader on defense right now. Just for a minute. Very, very rarely do you see an athlete catch a ball or run a ball and do that. That's major. If you do that, you're bad. You got really bad players because that means you just can't catch them. But that doesn't happen. All big plays. You remember Eddie George over the years. Those were these kind of plays, the cutback. And that was happening to Ryan Shazier. He would overrun it, and stand on the back hip is just a fundamental, so he runs back into you.
Right.
And he was fantastic the last half of the He's potentially an all-American.
Playmaker, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike linebacker got a problem. I can't tell you who it is.
Who's a candidate?
Well, you got Curtis Grant's a candidate, you got Cam Williams a candidate, you got Josh Perry, could be outside, move him inside, and you got 2 freshmen that I'm so excited about, Trey Johnson and Mike Mitchell.
Oh, a couple freaks.
Yeah, they're freaks.
Yeah.
Love freaks.
Yeah. Are those freaks on campus yet, or are they coming in the summer?
What's that?
Are those 2 freaks coming in the summer, or they're...
Yeah, I wish they were here. They're not here until
Okay. Now, what about any other linebackers you got in the mix there?
No linebackers.
That's kind of, that's it.
It's a problem.
Because the Grant kid came in kind of like Trey Johnson. I mean, he was supposed to be. Is he seeing it, getting it, or has he got a chance to?
He got a chance.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got the. He's got. It's not lack of try. It's not lack of. He's not pushing back. You just got to get better.
Okay.
And
How
he's
about
got some talent?
How about your D line? Because you lose some great warriors up there.
Think about who you lose. John Hankins left early. You got the 2 ends.
Yeah.
Nate Williams and Johnny Simon and Gobo, who was just a.
It's a lot.
I mean, blue collar. Just a man.
Yeah.
And I loved him to death. So they're all gone. So you got Noah Spence, he's up to 245 pounds now. He played at 224 last year. So
Good job, Flakes.
he's growing up. You got your homeboy Mike Bennett.
That's right.
That's got to get a little tougher, but he's got all the talent.
Gotta get tougher, okay.
Adolphus Washington I love him. He's going to be really good from Cincinnati.
I think it helps to shut all the kids.
Tommy Shutt is a kid from Chicago. They're all doing everything we ask, and they're quality people. So I anticipate. I'd say it doesn't help us this year, but in 2 years they should be as good as anybody in the country. But we're going to accelerate that.
And then, do we have mics in the crowd? Somebody said they have mics. I'm gonna. If you have a question, just raise your hand, and we'll get you guys involved. Brutus will help us out there. But I want to ask a question about how do you deal with today's problem of the Tommy Schutts of the world and these high-profile recruits that it's not their fault, not just at Ohio State, but at Alabama, USC, everywhere. They literally come in thinking, most of them, not all, but most of them come in because of the media and the websites. They come in thinking that they are Eddie George before they develop into becoming Eddie George. They think in their own minds, and their parents or their uncle or somebody thinks they're a first-round pick. How do you temper that? Keep that spark alive, because you don't want those dreams to go away. But how do you put them on the back burner and make a Big Ten championship and beating the school up north and winning a national championship? How do you make that the priority, and the other stuff will come later?
Well, I think there's a saying that I've used for many years is to build something takes passion and energy. That's when you're building something, you don't have an alarm clock because you're up, you're excited, you're going. To maintain is awful.
Absolutely.
It fatigues. And so we're not at the point where we're maintaining. We're nowhere, as people say, 12-0. We're not. We have so much work to do.
Sure.
So we're building something. When we reach that point to maintain, we'll have to cross that bridge, and that's something I still not many people figure that out.
Look at Mac Brown.
The guy at Alabama is doing a good job.
He's got it. Yeah.
He's got it.
For now.
We'll see how
For
it
now.
keeps going. To maintain it's pure fatigue.
Right.
Building is energy. I mean, that's how do you build something? It's energy, it's passion, it's creativity.
Can you explain to everybody the difference between building and energy and then maintaining?
Well, it's the way I visualize it is you're pushing that ball up the hill. You're pushing that big monster rock up the mountain, and you have to be creative, get up there. You don't think you're just going to push it. You have to have help. You have to have Anthony. You have to have Mickey Marotti. You have to have this. Hey, let's do this. Once you get it, and the players understand that because it's that kind of atmosphere. They feel the energy. They feel it. And then also you do one of these, maybe 2 of those, and something happens, and it's as Belichick says, players wake up on third base, and they think they hit a triple. They hit a triple. They woke up on third base, and that's not fair.
Right.
You got to run the first, run the second, run the third is the point. And so how do we do that? I think you get the feeling, and it's really hard. And that's all we know, and that's all our players want to know, is that it's Monday, I have to find a way to get to Tuesday. And I always use the third uncle example. When my third uncle is doing this, write down, I have to just get to Tuesday. If we're allowing that nonsense into the window, we got a problem. And so does every other major college football team. When you allow noise in the system, it's bad, it's awful.
Yep. Bobby Bowden was the last coach. He went 14 straight years of finishing in the top 4 in the country, 14 straight with Florida State. And they were in double digits. This is when you only played 11 games. Double-digit wins, finishing in the top 4, 14 straight years. To me, that's, in today's day and age, that's like Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. 14 straight is tough to maintain with these kids and the entitlement that you see today. So Mac Brown was the closest, and now Mac Brown is just he's just trying to survive. So we got a couple questions.
We're right up here in the back left.
My name is Ted Stuhldreher from Massillon, Ohio.
Massillon. How's that indoor facility? I've never seen that.
It's as nice as the Cleveland Browns.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Anyway, and it's done by boosters, nothing done by the school.
Awesome.
I just wonder if, Coach, if Deontay Dunn is anywhere in the picture as the running back.
Briante Dunn. Briante Dunn is from Glen Oak. He played a little bit last year. He's really doing well. I'm excited about to see him grow up. He had a runaway issue. Go left. No, he went right. So he had a runaway issue.
He was a true freshman this year.
But he's a quality guy, and he's really talented, so we're excited about it. He should be in the mix this year. The guy in front of him, if you would have said last year, I wouldn't know who he was, because he just had a bad reputation. He was kind of lazy, kind of fat. But Carlos Hyde has turned into a grown man. I mean, if we can keep that...
When he squares his shoulders,
he's good.
He can't
He's really good. He is, really good.
So right now, going to spring, what's the top 2 or 3 tailbacks?
It's Hyde, Rod Smith, and Briante are a 3, and then you have a kid named Warren Ball, is real intriguing. He's a kid from Columbus to Sales. I'm missing one. Who am I missing? There's 4. Jordan Hall's an H.
They moved him out.
He's going to be the
H,
3 spot.
Yeah, scary.
He's a 3 guard.
Okay, we've got someone with Brutus back here on the right.
Big Brutus.
Hi, Joe Bob from Hilliard, Ohio. You implemented a up-tempo offense. Do you foresee the offense going at a pace of like Oregon? Ever that fast, or is the pace that you have this year is about right?
No, we want to accept. There was a times that last year we were on course, and I have to give Tom Herman all the credit. We tried to do that. I never had a coach on our staff who had experience in doing that. It's complicated. It's all visual. It's all it's all that stuff on the sideline you see going on. It looks like chaos. It's organized chaos. And so Tom did an excellent job. We were best in the red zone at one point until the last game of the season. We were number 1 in America in touchdowns scored in the red zone. If you get in there, that was all speed of sound. You see this, that's jet. The minute we got the big play, we jump right into jet. And it was walk-ins. If you remember all those touchdowns by Hyde and Braxton, that was all jet tempo. So we're going to continue to do that. Just for coaching 101 or football 101, the evolution, and Chip Kelly's the one that did this. The evolution of the spread offense was probably about 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and that was at Utah we did it, and Rich Rod, and some of those teams were doing it. But defenses became very good at defending the spread. And so the next step would be not allow it, because the whole idea, not to bore you, but the whole idea of the spread offense is you're overloaded this way, we're going this way. It sounds that simple, but you spread them out so you can count them up. There's 6 over here, there's 5 over here, figure it out, go that way. Now the defense has got so good, they show 6 over here, right before the snap, they come the other way and you run into that extra, and I know it's oversimplified, but that's what was happening. Yeah. So Chip Kelly comes along, he's now the head coach of the Eagles, and he came in, we're going to snap it so fast, you're going to show your hand right now. And so they'd snap the ball, and then they come up and fake snap the ball, find out where they're at, and look over. So a lot of teams are evolving to that, and we're gonna try to duplicate that.
When Oklahoma had Sam Bradford, they were really good,
Really good.
at a lot of that tempo stuff. They were scoring like 50, 60 points a game.